Of the bad performances, which one was the worst for you guys? And just to you got Freese making the mistake on the third goal. You got Tim Ream making, if not a mistake, a half mistake on the second goal. You have Christian Pulisic turning over the ball 14 times in 50 minutes, which was a game high for every player on the field. Which of the performances for the U.S. men's national team was the most fatal?
I think it's tricky because I think Freese's performance, like, I think that's kind of what tipped the game. Because I think second half, we could have gotten back into it.
What's your take on which performance was the most fatal to the U.S. men's national team last night?
And I hate questions like this. As you know, I'm a positive guy, but it's just the name of the game. We have to do it. I think Dest really let us down last night. I think in the first goal, he was tentative. I mean, this is the World Cup round of 16. Like, body's got to be flying for the ball. Of course, you can't get reckless, but the ball just like dropped in the box on the first goal. I want to say twice it bounced, and nobody went for it, and he was in the mix. And then on the other goal, he was involved as well in a slight mistake.
He let the cross come in.
Losing the ball. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
I don't like that there's hype music to that goal. I really don't like that. Yeah.
And
that was a good clip, Mrs. Producer.
Yeah,
that was a good clip.
and an American edited that. So that's the worst part. But yeah, I mean, I thought he let us down big time yesterday. And I will love to see him. I think he's going to be 30, 31 in 2030. And I will love to see him play, but I think he could have been much better.
Foss, Betz was just saying his guy that let us down was Dest. Who you were in the middle of your response, Foss. Which individual performance was most fatal to the U.S. men's national team last night?
I think it was Matt Freese. I really do. I think that the goal that they scored right after halftime, that third goal, was really the gut punch. And I think if they don't get that goal in that way, if that goal doesn't go in at the, in the second half at that time in such a devastating way, I think we have a shot. And I think he killed every chance of us ever having a shot.
I'll give my worst performance.
I would love to hear yours.
I think it's Tim Ream. And we've talked about Tim Ream a lot on this show. And I'll say it's Tim Ream for two reasons. The first is that I felt like Tim Ream on the second goal was to blame. I think that if he puts a body on 17, I don't think 17 gets the header. And I get that. Yeah. Look, 17 was having one of the games of his life. He's 6'4", 185. He's a good player. But I watched that play over and over and over again, and it's 60 seconds after we just scored. And that's why I think, Foss, you said a second ago that the third goal was the gut punch. I think it was the second, because Tillman scores that free kick. It's 1-1. The stadium erupts, and there's like a feeling like, oh, we got this. I was watching in a restaurant. The restaurant erupted, and the energy shifted. And I feel like if we could have I think we could have capitalized on that energy. And that second goal was it just took all of the juice out of us.
And maybe that second goal is a perfect microcosm for all the guys we're talking about, because Dest gets beat on the end line at the edge of the box to let in that cross. Freese doesn't come and claim it.
He should come out. Yep.
He doesn't command it. And then Ream gets posterized. And De Ketelaere, great header. So, like, there you go. 1, 2, 3, all our guys.
And Trossard is able to get down to the line.
Yeah, Freese, look at that. That's a lollipop ball.
And that comes down to communication.
That's a lollipop ball. You got to come out if you're Freese. But I think all Ream has to do, because what Ream does is he's bodying 17. He starts focusing on the ball, and he comes back to the goal to get the ball. All he needs to do is just body the guy. Just literally almost
slightly off balance. Get him slightly off balance.
Yeah, and then, by the way, the third goal, it hit Tim Ream. Like the ball went directly at Tim Ream, who deflected it into the back of the net. So to me, it sounds like we have three different answers. Betz said Dest. Foss, you're saying Freese. I'm going Ream. But it is crazy that, like, we're sitting here and we can come up with three of our starters who had an awful game. You can't beat a team like Belgium when you have 3 of your
I mean,
starters play like that.
I really think our only starter that played well was Tillman. I think Tillman start to finish was actually probably our best guy on the field, and the only guy that was kinda up to snuff yesterday.
Agreed, agreed.